Hello all, welcome back to the social media marketing tutorial by Digital Titans, and this is going to be the first session in the social media series that we are launching. As usual, and it makes complete sense for us to understand what social media marketing is and why we need social media before we get into the concepts and start hacking those concepts. Now, social media marketing is a term which has been used very often by a lot of people in the industry and people who are into small businesses and medium businesses, and from small medium businesses to giant corporations. Everybody is talking about social media and how it can revolutionize any businesses. And if you want to look at what social media marketing is, let's dive deep and let's understand what social media marketing is. Now, what is social media marketing? Now, imagine you're going on a road trip with your friends. Now, all the things that you do, from announcing to your about your trip to your friends and family, you posting on Facebook saying that I'm hello, I'll be going on a trip to, let's say, China, and you tag your friends and you document your process of you packing your stuff, and you post pictures on Instagram, and you share things like how excited you are to go on the trip, and you take a selfie, you post it on these platforms. Now you stop to eat somewhere, and then you take those pictures and post it, and you check in your hotel. Now all these things that you do, right from pre-planning to announcing your trip to all the things that you do on your trip and posting them on all these platforms, that's pretty much social media marketing for me. Now, would you do these things if Facebook tells you, or if Instagram tells you that whatever you post on these platforms, you will only be able to see it, but nobody else apart from you would be able to see it? Would you still post these pictures on Instagram and Facebook? Absolutely not. The reason we do this is because we're all social animals, and in a way, and we want people to know about what we do and how we do it, and where we are, what we're doing, and where we are traveling, and things like that. Now, pretty much the activity of all these things, putting all these things up on your social media profiles, is social media marketing in a way, right? In a very small scale. Now, if you scale these things up, and if you start doing it for a business, if you promote your business, if you announce the launch of your business, if you say what your service is going to do, if you say that you have an offer going on your products, and if you do these things on your social media profiles, now that's social media marketing for a business. So pretty much social media marketing is the same way is done in the same way, whether it's for your road trip or it's for your business. Now, moving ahead, social media marketing is tricky. A lot of people say that social media marketing is tricky. You have a lot of platforms, you have a lot of tools. I don't know where to start. I don't know what to write. Now, it is true in a way. Social media marketing is tricky. But who makes it tricky? It's us. We make it tricky. We make it complicated. We think too much about it. Now, subconsciously, we're already doing it, but we don't realize it, and we start reinventing the wheel. And we always start coming back to the point where we are doing these things, and we have no idea that we're already doing it. We don't realize that we're already doing it, and we start trying to reinvent the wheel, and we try to overcomplicate things. Now, if you keep things simple and realize in our road trip example of what we had done, and if we apply the same concepts and same understanding of letting other people know about your product or service, that's social media marketing. We don't need to overcomplicate stuff anyway. Now, the essential ingredients of social media marketing. Now, what makes a successful social media marketing campaign? Now, most of you will be confused, and you will be you would think, is it this simple when I talk about these things? But to be honest, apart from your product and service, these are all the things that you would need for an effective social media marketing campaign. Now, patience is definitely necessary. You need to be a lot more patient when it comes to seeing results on social media. You need a little understanding about analysis of what you do. You need to understand how many people saw it, how many people liked it, how many people engaged. The most important thing that most of us tend to take for granted is when people like or comment on our pictures or on our posts on social media, we just look at them, feel happy, and we just stop it. We don't engage with them. We don't respond them. We respond to them. We don't thank them that they have liked our post. Now, these things would
Analyze what how many people
I
liked your
wouldn't say
post.
you
You
need
need
to
to
analyze
analyze
how
how
many
many
people
people harmed
commented.
your
You need
post.
to see if you can engage with them. You need to see if you can give additional information, and you need to do everything that you can to people who respond to your posts by giving them extra attention, by giving them additional information and trying to convert them into your customer. Now, we don't do that. Unfortunately, most of us do not do these follow ups. We just look at people's comments and likes, and then we just say, okay, I'm happy that people are responding, and then we stop. We don't respond to them. You need to respond to them so that they feel there is a one on one connection, and that's how they respond back by showing interest or by giving you their attention when it comes to your product or service. Staying a little organized definitely helps. You need to be a little organized when it comes to having all your profiles set up, post things consistently. Don't use images which do not fit a particular platform. Like don't drag an image and use it on social media that they have used on Instagram. There are different tools, there are different platforms, there are different tools which will help you create these customized images for these platforms. Now invest your time in that and stay a little organized. That's there. And as far as I am concerned, one of the most differentiators of social media marketing, where if you want to really run a successful social media marketing campaign, is consistency. You have to be consistent. Now you have to make sure you keep putting in the work. You have to do it regularly. 10 posts today on Instagram and feeling happy about it at the end of the day is just not enough as compared to one post a day, every day, throughout the month. Now, that kind of consistency is what really makes a difference in your social media marketing being successful. All right. Now, there are a lot of people who may ask, why sweat it? I mean, there are a lot of tools, right? So, why do I need to do all the work? It's not as difficult as you say it to be. It's very easy. There are tools for everything. Now, of course, there are tools for everything. Tools are there. Tools are always there. But the logic or the strategy has to come from you, it has to come from us. If it's my business and if I want to promote a product or service on social media, now the logic, the strategy, the how to, what do I want to achieve? Now, all these things have to come from me. If I don't come up with a strategy, if I don't have a proper plan, tools are not going to do anything for me. Now, tools do not form a strategy. Tools don't help you with what content to post. Tools don't think on your behalf. Now, they don't know how to creatively engage with your audience as much as your human brain knows. Now, but then there's something amazing that tools do. What tools do is they help you stay a little focused, they help you stay a little organized, they help you reduce the manual effort when it comes to doing repeated mundane tasks. Now, there are some things that tools will definitely help you. Now, they just make things a little easy. They just do 20% of the tasks off your shoulder. They just take the burden off your shoulders when it comes to scheduling posts or when it comes to sending autoresponders. So these are the things where tools will help with. But ultimately, the strategy and the plan and the execution has to come from you. Then you have, how will these tools help? Now, as we have just discussed, tools will certainly help you with a certain amount of automation. You can schedule these posts automatically so that whether you're traveling, whether you're not going to be there physically in front of your computer, now these tools help you publish your posts or articles that you have already queued in. Now, the autoresponders once in a while certainly helps. I mean, people feel that they're taken care of if they receive a response email or if they get a thank you response for their queries. Now, that definitely helps. Now, there is something called as drip emails, which we would be talking about in the due course, where somebody registers with your program and then you send them emails on a daily basis to see if they're on track and if they're following what you are sending them. Now, are you repeatedly, constantly being in touch with your audience and trying to help them? Those are drip emails, and those definitely helps. Now, when it comes to managing multiple platforms, or your business might have 4 Facebook accounts. It might have 4 Facebook accounts, 2 Instagram accounts, one LinkedIn account, say one Pinterest account, and it becomes very difficult if you have to log in, log out of all these platforms and keep doing it every day for X number of times. Now, this is where tools will really help you. Now, there are tools like Buffer, for example, which will help you to connect all your profiles onto one platform. You can log into this platform called Buffer. You can post whatever you wanted to do on all these platforms at once. You can also queue in things. You can also schedule when you want certain articles to be posted. Now, that reduces a lot of manual work for you. Now, there are some tools which will also analyze and group certain statistics so that you can just look at the reports and get a fair sense of what is happening on your social media campaigns. Now, tools, I said I'm not against the use of tools. Tools are completely useful, but the thing is, the ultimate strategy and the logic has to come from you. All right, then you have, now this may be a wrong time to ask this question. We should have thought about this at the beginning of the session, but nevertheless, why do I need social media? Agreed that Do I need social media because my competitor is using it? Or do I need social media because I'm pressurized to post something on social media because the whole world is looking at it? Now, why do I need social media? Would my business fail if I don't have social media? Of course, yes, it will fail if you're not active on social media, if you don't take social media seriously, and if you ignore it, because you are ignoring it. People are not. People 80% of the times are on these platforms using their mobile phones 24/7. So if there is no social media, now there is no social element of your business, which means there is a gap between you, your business, and your customers. So it definitely will fail. You're definitely planning to fail at some point in time if you don't take social media seriously. Now, coming back to the question, why social media? What's the next slide? That's the perfect answer. Now, this is why you need social media, right? Everybody. Now, the mobile phones, the smartphone has become the remote control of your lives. Now, everybody are busy on their cell phones. So Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, doesn't matter. They are always on these platforms. Now, if you are not social, you will definitely lose out on these audiences' attention. Then we have, it is very important to understand social media is not a job. It is not something that you do in a mechanical way. It's not something where, like fixing a screw. It's not like that. It's not mechanical. It's not a job. It's a way of life. You don't just need to understand the tools, techniques in social media. It doesn't work like that. The way it works is you need to understand what is the behavior of the audience, and then you need to weave a strategy around that. For example, if I'm taking a picture of 20 lines of text about something, and if I post it on Instagram, versus if I take a very good looking image of which conveys the same meaning and put it on Instagram, they have a lot of difference. So you need to understand the platform, plus you need to respect the audience's behavior on the platform. Now, nobody has the time to read 20 lines of text on Instagram, doesn't matter how interesting that is, as opposed to having an image. But on the other hand, if you talk about platforms like LinkedIn or Twitter, maybe there you can have things with a lot of text to be shared, because people there have a different behavior altogether. Now, as I said, understand the behavior of the platform, understand the behavior of the audiences, and respect it. When you respect it, you will start weaving a strategy which is in line with those platforms, and you don't start abusing the platform by sharing things which do not work well in those platforms, which will eventually lead to a lot of disappointment, and then you will start giving up on social media. So that's why I said social media is not a job, it's a way of life. Moving forward, there was a time when, now to date, what surprises me more to today is when I talk to a lot of people who are social media specialists or who are proclaimed social media specialists, they, they don't put in the work. They say that why should I have a Facebook page and struggle every day for the next couple of years to build that set of audiences organically, when I can spend about $50 and get a lot of likes or comments on my page by running paid ads. Now, agreed, in a way, there is a logical thing to it. There is a logical side to it. You might argue that okay, just because I'm spending some money and getting those instant audiences doesn't mean you can ignore the long run strategy of maintaining a page and building audiences organically. If you rely too much upon ads, people are interested in you as long as you have the money to run these ads. But if you invest time, money, effort, and your creativity in trying to build a page and try to build the audiences organically, people will stay with you for a long time, and they have a tendency to be attached to your brand, and that fetches much profitable results than spending a couple of bucks and running paid ads for the moment. So please invest in the long term game, and do not run for quick fixes. Do not buy subscribers, do not buy likes, do not buy people who has data on Facebook. It doesn't make sense. Put in the effort, be creative, be consistent, stay focused on the long term goals, and results will surely come in. Then we have this where it says we have come a long way today. Now, if you compare what Facebook was like in 2004, and if you start comparing it with how it has progressed, now Facebook what today is it's come a long way. There are many people who have built businesses out of nothing, and they're doing so good on Facebook because they respected the platform, They understood how audiences evolved and how these platforms evolved over time. Now, there are a couple of things that you need to understand when you look at this whole evolution process. You have to understand that social media marketing, as I said, it's not a mechanical job, it's creative. You need to understand the behavior of the people and how people's perceptions change. You have to understand the trends. It's a practice. It's not something that you do once a day and leave it. It's practice. It has to be done consistently. It's Now this is surprising to most of them when I say about it, say this, and it is how I felt when I first listened to somebody tell me that social media marketing is common sense. I was like, no, it's not common sense. It's a study. It's marketing. It's a subject, right? But surprisingly, I would have to agree to the fact that social media marketing is common sense. Stay normal. Don't overcomplicate things. Don't think too complicated. Don't invest in those $1,000 tools which will not help you in any way. It's common sense. Just you have a set of people who are belonging to a particular group on Facebook. There is a niche. There is something that these guys are interested in. See if you can provide value in the most efficient manner. It's common sense. Plus, it's powerful. Now, if you want to look at social media, the organic way of building social media, it is inexpensive if you can think out of the box a little. Now, towards the end of this presentation, I would include the link for one of the websites that I strongly recommend you to go through and follow, because that gives you so many out of the box insights and how brands, including big brands like Coca-Cola or Budweiser or Volvo, how they have used these commonsensical concepts and put it up on social media, and how they got a ton of visibility and traction on these social media platforms. Then this is the social media ecosystem. So what do you have in social media? It's broadly divided into two terms. We have free and paid. Now, free is the organic way to build audiences, where you don't run paid ads, but you organically build it by having a Facebook page or Facebook group. You have a Twitter profile and you constantly engage with audiences, follow people, learn from them, give them value, and earn their attention. The same thing happens on LinkedIn, Instagram, Pinterest, Snapchat, YouTube, blogs, and Reddit, and Quora, and Canva.com, and things like this. Now, these are all the tools that we would be talking about, and sorry, these are all the platforms that we would be talking about in the due course of time as part of this program. And we will also be looking at the other side of the coin, which is paid ads, about running paid ads and how you can strategically run paid ads and save a lot of money while getting best results. Now, I am not a better judge, and I am not here to argue about whether free social media marketing or the organic marketing is better, or is the paid advertising better. As far as I am concerned, when I run businesses, when I talk to clients, you need both of them. You need both free and paid campaigns. But what matters is you should know what is the time split, or what should be your focus when it comes to these. Where should you focus more? Now, this is what I would say. On a daily basis, you should focus on organic way of building social media. And in the need of the hour, when you need something quickly, you can just run a couple of paid ads and see how these things work, and then capitalize on those trends. Then you have a continuation of the session. Now, let me rephrase what I just said. I just said, have your eyes on the end goal. Now, let's talk about something which is interesting. Now, let's say, since a lot of people talk about e-commerce today and selling products online today, let's talk about a small use case. Now, let us say I have a confusion in deciding a product. Now, I want to make sure, should I sell shoes? Should I sell t-shirts? Should I sell watches? Now, this is the confusion that I have. Now, if this is the confusion that I have, and unless I am not sure about what to focus upon, I wouldn't be able to sell these products. So, if I am talking about the free way of social media marketing, which is the organic way, I would get a little confused as to how long should I do it? How many products should I do it? Should I focus on clothes, watches, or shoes? I would be confused. So, to get an immediate sense of what I should focus upon, I would run a set of ads for 1 week just to understand what people are focusing more upon. Are people following shoe related things more, or people following t-shirts more, or people are interested in shoes? Now, once I get an idea, when I analyze the results, I will know where people are more inclined towards. Now, I take that, let's say in this experiment, I figured out that t-shirts are more appealing to people than shoes and watches. Now, that gives me a hint, so that I will come back to the organic way of social media and I will start focusing upon maintaining my pages and profiles on a daily basis with t-shirts in mind. So that's how you can leverage both paid and organic ways of social media marketing. Now, then you have, isn't it going to be difficult to understand the behavior of all these people and all these platforms? And if I have to do it on a daily basis, don't you think it gets complicated? Is the question that a lot of people ask me. It seems very tedious. Agreed, there are a lot of platforms, and I'm talking about posting multiple times on these platforms on a single day versus 13 to 15 platforms a day. Now, it gets a little tedious and you will lose your sleep over it. Now, that's one of the reasons you have tools to make it easy, and you need to keep this equation in mind. If you want to fix this problem of social media becoming tedious and making it more hectic, this is exactly what you should keep in mind. Have a right strategy, find the right set of tools, and if you do it consistently, you will get the ultimate solution. So this is how it works. Let me quickly rephrase it again. Now, if you have the right strategy, so you sit together, put out a strategy, then I identify what platforms are good, then I use the right tools, and I do it on a consistent basis, on a daily basis. Now, when I do that, I am bound to get a perfect solution. All right, so that's about the introduction of social media. Now, what do I have coming up? Is I have a session coming up which would be released in about 2 days, and it would be talking about organic promotions on Facebook, about how you can promote things organically on Facebook, and what kind of tools should you use, and what should be your approach when trying to promote things organically on Facebook. I doubt if it will all be condensed in one session. It would be a series of 2 to 3 sessions because Facebook organic posting is huge. So stay tuned. And if you are already feeling creative, go ahead and start creating a Facebook page for yourself. And I will see you soon with the next session that I have. In the meantime, if you like my content, you know what to do. I have included what my YouTube channel is named, and I've also included my website. Please, please, please go ahead and subscribe. Thank you so much for being patient and listening to my content. I'm very curious to know if you have any feedback. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day.